Laws are created to maintain order, protect citizens, and uphold justice. But over time, some laws, well-intentioned when first enacted, become outdated and sometimes downright absurd. In this video, we're diving into some of the dumbest laws still in effect around the world. You won't believe that these are real, but they are. Get ready to have your mind blown by the weirdest, most bizarre laws that have somehow made it into the 21st century. It's illegal to die in Sarpurin, France. Yes, you hear that right. In a small French village named Sarpurin, it is illegal to die. The law came about because the village cemetery ran out of space. In 2008, the mayor of Sarpurin, Gérard Lalande, passed a law preventing any new deaths in the town. If someone dies, their body must be transferred to another cemetery. The law was largely symbolic, aimed at protecting the small village's cemetery and forcing the government to expand it. But imagine living under the constant threat of being illegal just because of your age. This quirky law is more about making a statement than actually preventing death, but it's definitely one of the most ridiculous. This law leaves you wondering, what happens if you're caught dying? Is there a fine? Or is it just an ironic legal quirk? Either way, it's a strange approach to solving a very real problem. You can't chew gum in Singapore. Singapore is famous for its cleanliness, and while that's generally a good thing, the laws around it can be a bit excessive. One of the strangest rules still in effect is the ban on chewing gum. In 1992, the government made the sale and import of chewing gum illegal, citing its negative impact on public cleanliness, particularly in the subway systems. If you're caught chewing gum, you could face hefty fines. But this law isn't just about chewing gum for pleasure. There are even restrictions on gum used for medicinal purposes, like nicotine gum. Imagine this scenario. You're strolling through Singapore and realize you have a gum in your mouth. You might want to quickly dispose of it, as you could be facing serious consequences for just enjoying your chewing experience. However, this strict rule has been somewhat relaxed for therapeutic gum, like nicotine gum, but you'll still be hard-pressed to find a piece of regular gum available for sale. It's illegal to step on money in Thailand. In Thailand, money is sacred, and stepping on it is considered a serious offense. This law is based on the country's reverence for the royal family and the image of the king that appears on banknotes and coins. If you accidentally step on money, you can face a fine or even imprisonment. It's not just about respect for currency, but rather the monarchy's image and authority. Next time you're in Thailand and find a stray banknote on the ground, think twice before stepping over it. It could be more than a sign of disrespect. It could land you in legal hot water. It's a good example of how cultural values influence even the strangest laws, proving that what seems like a simple mistake in other countries could be a serious crime in Thailand. In Denmark, you can't name your baby anything you want. If you're in Denmark, think twice before picking that unique, creative name for your baby. The Danish government has a list of pre-approved names, and if you want something outside that list, you have to get special permission. The list includes a variety of traditional Danish names, but if you want something more out there, like Apple or Batman, you'll need to justify it. The reason for this law is to prevent children from being given names that might cause them embarrassment or ridicule. While the law might sound a little ridiculous, it's grounded in the idea of protecting children from potentially harmful or bizarre names. But in a world where celebrities often give their children names like Northwest or Blue Ivy, it seems odd that Denmark is so strict about this. Still, you can always apply to have a name added to the list, so not all hope is lost. It's illegal to take a selfie with a tiger in New York. In New York, the thrill of taking a selfie with a tiger is strictly prohibited. The law was put in place to protect both humans and animals after it was revealed that wild animals, like tigers, were being kept in unsuitable conditions by people looking to make a quick buck off of Instagram tourists. Animal rights advocates pushed for the law, fearing the welfare of tigers in captivity and the safety of people who thought it was okay to pose for photos with them. While selfies have become a symbol of modern culture, it seems like some experiences are better left to the imagination than to reality. Sure, you might think it would be cool to snap a pic with a massive tiger, but it's probably safer for all involved that this activity is banned. Next time you're thinking about striking a pose with a tiger, Maybe reconsider your plans and think about the laws in place to protect both you and the animal. In Switzerland, you can't flush the toilet after 10 p.m. Imagine this, it's 10:15 p.m. and you have to use the bathroom. What do? Well, in Switzerland, the rule is clear. You can't flush the toilet after 10 p.m. in apartment buildings. This noise regulation was put in place to prevent disturbances to neighbors. In Swiss apartment buildings, noise is taken very seriously, and even something as simple as a toilet flush could violate the peace after hours. This quirky law really makes you think about the lengths to which people go to ensure quiet, peaceful living conditions. So if you find yourself in Switzerland and in need of a late-night trip to the bathroom, plan ahead, unless you want to risk the ire of your neighbors and a potential fine. It's definitely one of those "you can't make this up" laws. It's illegal to own just one guinea pig in Switzerland. If you live in Switzerland and want to own a guinea pig, you can't have just one. According to Swiss law, guinea pigs are social animals and must be kept in pairs or groups. The law was passed to ensure that guinea pigs are not lonely or deprived of companionship. While this law might sound a bit strange to anyone outside of Switzerland, it actually stems from a deep understanding of animal welfare. Imagine walking into a pet store and being told that you can't buy a single guinea pig. This law might sound like something out of a children's story, but it's a good example of how animal rights can sometimes lead to laws that may seem odd to others. So if you're planning on getting a guinea pig in Switzerland, make sure you get a companion for them too. It's illegal to drive without a shirt in the US, some states. In some states in the US, like New Jersey and Arizona, it is actually illegal to drive without a shirt. While this law might sound like a joke, it is taken seriously in these places. The law was originally intended to prevent distracted driving and to protect drivers from burns if they were driving a vehicle with no air conditioning under the scorching sun. Although it might seem odd, it's one of those rules that nobody really thinks about until they get caught for breaking it. So if you're planning a road trip across the US, don't think you can just hop into the car without a shirt in the certain states. You might be met with a fine or worse, a ticket. It's a strange but legitimate law, proving that even in the age of modernity, some rules remain from the past that no one bothers to update. In Japan, it's illegal to dance after midnight. For decades, Japan had a law that banned dancing in public after midnight. The law, passed in the 1940s, was originally intended to curb promiscuity and maintain public order. In 2015, the law was relaxed, allowing dancing in certain venues after midnight. But it's still illegal to dance in most public places after hours without a special permit. The idea behind this law is to maintain discipline and decency in public, but it creates an interesting paradox in a country known for its vibrant nightlife and modern entertainment culture. You'd think a place like Tokyo, with its bustling clubs and music scene, would encourage dancing at any hour, but the law still creates confusion and restrictions for partygoers. These bizarre laws from around the world are proof that legal systems aren't always in sync with modern life. While some of these regulations may seem unnecessary or downright silly, they serve as reminders of how cultures, values, and historical events shape the rules we live by today. Have you ever heard of any strange laws in your own country? Or maybe you've been affected by one of these wacky rules? Drop a comment and let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you.